Greetings, salutations, and welcome back to another episode of our No Money Out of the Park 23 Perfect Team. I'm Batdownski, feeling much better from the sinus virus and back in good spirits. My voice is almost back to where it normally is. You might get a little bit of the mid and high range is not quite back to normal, but I'm not whispering. I don't sound like I'm Batman. I'm Vengeance. Or Rorschach. I just... I'm doing a lot better, so let's do some out-of-the-park baseball without further ado. I've been doing a bunch of these kind of tournaments, as we can kind of see here. I've been really enjoying the Ace of Iron. There was one, I think I was playing the Chicago St. Patrick's or something. I was up 3-1, and I felt super good. Except my pitchers just, they weren't recovering. So I was starting like tired pitchers, and I ended up getting kind of the reverse, the Uno Reverso, which was not a lot of fun, where I ended up losing in the finals, or semis. But I ended up getting a bunch of packs, so that worked out pretty good. So if you're looking for a way to earn some packs quickly, I really like these Ace of Iron. They're quick tournaments. If you're working from home still, if you're at home a lot and you're able to enter these tournaments as they end, like you get through one, great, you didn't win it, cool. You just get into the next Ace of Iron quick. I'm finding that it's definitely building up some of my packs. Also still in the entry pool. So let's take a look at how the Cascar River Kings are doing. I will say I haven't seemed to have figured out the meta as well as I did last year for the perfect draft. Haven't been winning very many perfect drafts, but still could just be a thing. It could just be a lot of luck or RNG. We'll see. I might need to adjust my approach a little bit. But I'm doing pretty good in this entry pool. Like, if you look, I am fifth from the top, tied for fifth from the top with 76 and 51 record. I am not doing good striking guys out, but very good defensive numbers, a lot of dingers, heyo, and a really good ERA for my pitching staff. So let's take a look at where we've gone with this. I think I added a couple guys here. Yeah, so I I did a sell order on a couple of my golds. So I don't have the lockdown bullpen I used to have. I used to have Liam Hendricks, but he's off to a bit of a bad year. So I was trying to turn him into points before he got dropped from gold to silver, because that'll be a large gap in what you're going to get for value on the open market. Golds, generally, you're going to get more than 1,000, or you can quick sell them for 1,000. I think I was asking 1,500 to try and get an 86 Liam Hendricks out of my hair, but like I replaced him with Alex Claudio, big ground ball guy, good control, doesn't walk a lot. He's not having the best season, like his Sierra's a 5.15, but he's outperforming that a little bit, you know. He doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, but he doesn't walk a lot of guys. He never gives up dingers. That's a good thing, especially with the amount of good hitters that are around. Not giving up home runs is a very critical thing. Just about 8% better than normal there, or 2% by the fielding independent pitching. So not an elite guy by any means, but he's doing some work. Montero looks like he's been awfully good for us. Maybe not as good as his ERA would suggest, but like again, he's doing really good by the ERA plus metric, like 71% better than your average. So that's pretty nice. So the bullpen, if you can see, definitely doing some yeoman's work. I remember this dude for the Jays, Mark. I can't even say his name anymore. Racimski. But like that's another ground ball guy. You can tell that I'm trying to do ground ball with a good defensive shortstop, and I'm getting some results. Perhaps a lot of guys overperforming their attributes because of the ability to get those ground balls and deuce those ground balls. Like Alex Wood, another ground ball guy, left-handed. Like he's outperforming his WAR. So like there's another guy that's benefiting from having a good infield defense. This guy, another ground baller here. He's not having a good year per se. Like he's getting battered around a little bit. Lots of hits. BABIP's high. I think the average is about 300. So like still not doing amazing, but he can be a rubber-armed innings eater for us. Jack Leiter's results have come a lot better. He was I think last time we checked he was around 5 or 6 for his ERA in Sierra. So he's come around quite a bit for us as we improve the defense around him. Loaiza still having a phenomenal season, outperforming his numbers. It hurts my soul seeing Esteban Loaiza on my team, but here we are. And Kyle Gibson, shockingly decent. Again, I think he's been a little bit lucky in some ways. He's walking an awful lot of dudes for a guy who doesn't strike anyone out. That's not really a good hallmark of future success, but hopefully when we open some packs, we will get some pitchers that maybe we can replace. Looks like Mattingly is rounded out a little bit. He was struggling to start. We put Suzuki in here. He's been good. 113 OPS plus, a little bit of power, a little bit of speed. He gets caught stealing a little bit more than I would have thought. But maybe I should stop my guys from stealing. Bob Bailey's still smacking the shit out of that ball. Oh, excuse me. He's just mashing the casing off of it. Ronald Acuna Jr., again, coming up. He was like a 90 OPS plus before, so a lot of my players have kind of rounded out into form. Jordan Alvarez, not one of those guys. Might have to take a look and see. Like, I got this guy I've been sitting on. Could probably replace Gibson. But Gibson's doing pretty all right now. So I think we'll sit and wait until the end of the season to make that call. I just don't see anybody else on my. Who do I have on the bench? Nobody that I really want to include there. You know. Let's see, Real Muto. Again, not doing the best there with his OPS plus. Wonder what his fielding looks like. His framing is losing him runs. That's interesting for Real Muto. Weird. I'm under the impression he's a pretty good framer in real life, so that's unfortunate. Cardenas, though, has been really good for us. Heathcote, not amazing, but like he's been providing some value with the glove for his wins above to replacement to be. He gets caught more than he steals successfully. Yuck. But like I feel like his arm is doing pretty good in the outfield. He's got a good zone rating. Like that's 13.2 runs he's saved with his range. That's pretty good. That's very good. I'm fine running him as a glove first option in center field until we find somebody a little bit better with the club. Yeah, interesting times. I wonder if Trevino would be a better call. Like Trevino's actually hitting better. Mattingly suck versus lefties? He doesn't. He's a little worse. He's definitely worse versus lefties. Strikes out a little bit more, a little less powerful, but like, I don't know what Alvarez. Has Alvarez really been... Let's change this. Let's see some splits. Yeah, Alvarez hasn't been hitting versus lefties either. That's not the best. I had Torkelson here just because he plays a bunch of different positions, so kind of like a utility-ish power bat off the bench. I'm okay with that. Oh, Matt Chapman. We haven't looked at Matt Chapman. Ooh. Yeah. Probably a reason for that. He's not playing super good, but like defensively adequate as well. I wonder what Bob Bailey's doing. Yeah, Bob Bailey has been adequate. So like I don't know if I'm getting the amount of runs I need to keep Chapman there. But let's submit our team and let's open some packs. I think that's what you're here for. I'm gonna nurse my coffee. A duplicate of Farmer, so I guess I'll be putting that on the market. Luis Patino, that could be an okay pitcher. It'd be nice if I could actually right-click and see what their cards look like. Spike Owen. See, okay, here's a tip from Batdownski. If you get these cards here, unless you can get a good deal for them on the selling market, probably best to hold on to them for future missions, because missions are a good way to be able to add cards or perfect points or packs into your stable. So like getting a bunch of the history guys that you can kind of sit on until you can either get a good rate for them or they can turn into like a mission completion and get you some packs or points. Probably not a bad call. Like I can't imagine this guy's going to go for very much. But if he's involved in a mission completion, his price will spike. It's what happened last year, especially like certain guys, like the ones that were involved in like the Pete Rose Build-A-Legend. They were so expensive. The silvers were like 8,000 points, which is way more than I ever want to spend on a silver. So if you can get some of these history guys and sit on them to see if they're going to be worth something later on, they're not a bad investment. Let's see another pack. Okay. Nothing. This could be an okay Iron League reliever, I guess. I think Robert Fick. I've seen him on some teams in the tournaments. A little bit of pop. I don't know. He looks like a better first baseman than a catcher. Probably not great in Bronze League, though, because he is a bronze card. So when you get like that, he would have been amazing in Iron. He's probably not good in Bronze. And Santovenia. Nelson Santovenia. Love to see that expos. I really like how the cards look this year. Like this looks great to me. This looks something your grandpa pulled out of a shoebox. It probably smelled like old cigarette packs. And like this card came out and yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But like I think that some of the retro cards look amazing this year. Like these will look like the live cards look like live cards, but a lot of the retro ones, the hardware heroes, the rookie sensations, they look great this year. All right, so that was nothing. We got anything here? This could be a riser. I really like Kelenic. I think he's a really good young player. Could be a riser this year. I don't think his K rate, I don't think he avoids Ks particularly well. Like a lot of players in live cards, they're less useful in the meta because we play in a 3 true outcome kind of time. So I don't know if Kelenic's going to be an elite card, but like as the Mariners heat up, May hasn't been their month, but they could be good later, and I think he's going to be a big part of that resurgence. He's only 22. He's a reasonably good glove, really good in the corner outfield, and he's good enough he can play center. That could be one worth sitting on. We'll see. Yeah, utility guy, again, Bronze League. I don't see anything here that... Maybe Austin Adams, like that 85 stuff probably plays really good in Iron. I bet you he could be a good closer for us in Iron. I have a lot of catchers in Iron already, so I'm not super enthused by Jason Castro. And I actually prefer a lot of the history cards for Iron, for those kind of early tournaments, because I can kind of fire and forget. I can just throw them into tournaments, knowing that my team's not going to change week to week when they update the ratings. So there is some value to that kind of consistency. But like, unless you're going to get a guy like Marco Gonzalez, who's like I think he's a 58 right now, and he's really good in Iron. For an Iron card, I've run up against him. I've never beaten Marco Gonzalez in an Iron tournament. So some of those cards like that are worth using, but like they have to be pretty damn overpowering. Like I would not use this guy in any of my tournaments. Let's see the next. Let's pack. Okay. Let's go. Got a gold there. This isn't a gold pack. It's just one of the standard dumb ones. So getting a silver Justin Wilson and a gold Blake Trinan. I'm very down with that. I might slide this guy into my legitimate team right now, or I might sell him. I'll see what he's looking like. Hunter Harvey, cool. Can't get the O's stink off of him. Frank Owen. Yeah, some of the irons, if they're for missions, get really pricey, I've noticed. So I'll have to see what he's going for. Jake McGee, maybe an iron card because he's a lefty. I don't know. Joe Smith could be an okay bronze. We'll see. Okay, I can play with that. A ground ball pitcher, good stamina. He's a lefty. That could be a nice piece. Could also be part of a collection as well. We got a double of Austin Adams, Tyler Nevin. Again, O's stink. Zach Plazak seems okay. Like controls really, I like control a lot. I'm a Jays guy, so I'm used to the Sky Dome, and movement means a lot to me. Trying to limit the amount of home runs given up, especially in this meta. Home runs can be really brutal. Stuff, like when you're running stuff, like I don't know, everything's important. Everything is important, but like I find control, especially if guys' staminas, like modern pitchers seem to have lower staminas. You don't get the workhorses like they used to, and that's part of that sports science. I'm not saying players today are softer or they're less good or whatever it is, but like a lot of the new guys don't pitch as many innings, thus their stamina isn't as high. You can get around having lower stamina with a better control rating. They tend to nibble a little bit less with the control rating, and I think he could be valuable to some extent. Chassin looks not very good. Sam Howard, former top prospect. I'm never going to use that guy. 42 movement, 38 control. He's going to give up a bunch of walks. He's going to give up a bunch of home runs. I'm not super enthused by these, but like Plezak and Bob Steele. That's a sweet name too, Bob Steele. From the 1917. Look out for that Bob Steele fella. He's a good egg. Let's go to our next packs. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Aaron Ashby. This is what I'm talking about. Low stamina, super high stuff, super high movement. Even if I didn't want to use him in my starting rotation, I could flip him into the bullpen, and he would be like a lights-out reliever. I'm not going to sell this one, especially because it's a future legend, so I'm pretty stoked to get Aaron Ashby. I've seen him before. He's got some good pitches. He's a ground ball guy. He's a left-hander. I think what I might do is I might put him in my rotation and then use an opener to try and squeeze a little bit of a few extra innings out of him, or at least use him in a way where I can still use him as a starting pitcher for now before I flip him to the bullpen later. Drew Ellis, whatever. Spencer Watkins, whatever. Daniel Castano might be okay in a iron tourney. I don't know. I don't think he's better than what I've got right now. Sam Jones, though, that looks like a fun player. Yeah, I could do with that, especially for a bronze, like top of the bronze. He could be a really good reliever. Might be a pretty good starter. We'll have to take a look. Hal Lee. See, here's the thing. Defense in left field's a little less important. Like, there's certain positions when you're looking, defense is a premium. Catcher, shortstop, center field are the essentials. If you run bad defensive players there, your pitching you will legitimately hurt your pitchers. After that, you start looking at like right field is a little bit more important than left field, it seems. Second base and third base can be important for shutting down some ground balls. Like, it kind of informs what you're going to do with your pitching staff. If you're looking for, like, if you have really rangy outfield and your park is big in the outfield, fly ball pitchers are going to be helped out. You have a good defensive outfield, that's probably a little bit better. If you run a bunch of ground ball guys, and this is my thing being a Jays fan, I love to run ground ball guys, good defensive infield, and see what happens with that. And Hal Lee looks like he's probably an old-timey kind of guy, like 1935, Hal Lee. Like, I'm not familiar with the player, but I'm willing to bet that he probably adds some value with the glove. He's probably fast and with good contact skills. I'll have to take a closer look. I'm doing a lot of talking about these guys that I don't even know, so let's open another pack. Yeah, not the best pack to open. First base, Luke Voigt, he's okay. He's got some Yankee stink on him as he's still wearing the Yankees uniform. Miguel Sano, that's a true 3 outcomes player. That's a 3 true outcomes. Walk, dinger, strikeout. Those are your outcomes. Welcome to Miguel Sano. Especially like in the perfect team mode, what you run into is when you're throwing guys like Kurt Schilling or Randy Johnson or Roy Halladay out there, Cy Young. These are the cards you're going to run into all the time when you're playing guys. Dudes that strike out a lot cannot hit them. They cannot hit them, it feels like. So like a lot of these guys that have low avoid K, low BABIP, as soon as you start getting into perfect team, like silver, like the silver division or higher, they're going to be, well, he's a 63. He's going to be useless there anyways, but like he's not going to be able to compete against some of the good pitchers you'll run into. He will beat up on, like, if he's in bronze league, yeah, he'll hit some dingers against bronze pitchers, whatever. Kyle Crick, probably better than the 51. Like, I like the stuff movement. Might be a reasonable guy to throw out there in an iron tournament. Riley Smith, meh. I wouldn't even use him as a reliever. Again, he's got the control that he can nibble by on his stamina, but like I don't think he's better than a lot of the guys that I'm running in that. Jesus Luzardo, that looks okay, but again, he's a bronze, so he's going up. If you were using him in bronze leagues, I don't know if he'd get overmatched, but he might, because he's left-handed, be an okay long reliever or middle reliever with that. Might be a starter on some lower-end teams. Bryce Wilson looks terrible. Like, I wouldn't use this guy. Let's do our gold pack now. Okay. I can play with this. Alejandro Kirk, I love. He's a lot of fun to watch. I don't think they're capturing his current defense. As I mentioned, I'm a Jays guy. He has been, I want to say, last year he was in the 30th percentile for framing, so he was actually really bad at it. He was costing his team. This year he's been much closer to average, like in the 60th percentile for catchers. So I think they haven't yet captured how much his defense has improved. His bat hasn't really gone off, I don't think, so far this year, but like he's probably a much better hitter than your average catcher. Like as an iron card to sit on and hope for, I think Alejandro Kirk's a guy who could rise as the season goes on. Maybe he'll get less playing time when Danny Jansen comes back from injury, but I think Alejandro Kirk's a reasonable bet. He, like, in the era of StatCast, he hits the ball off, it comes off his bat really hard. So I think Alejandro Kirk has some offensive upside that's maybe not captured in his current ratings. Trace Thompson, cool, whatever. Not going to use that. Guillermo Heredia, no. Tanner Banks, Maybe, probably as a left-handed reliever. He could be okay. Like, he seems like he could have some fit as a long guy in an iron tournament. Edwin Rios, I think he could be an all right first baseman. I think he probably has low avoid Ks, but like we're talking in the Iron League, there's not a lot of legitimate sources for power. I might end up using this guy because right now I'm using Travis d'Arnaud as my first baseman, and it's not amazing. It's good enough to get me some places, but like Edwin Rios might be a guy that provides a little bit more for me. Carlos Gomez, elite defender. I feel like he was an angry man. Like, does this guy not get into a lot of dust-ups? But, like, a pretty good hitter, strikes out a fair share of very good defender. I'm not sad to get this card. I think it'll be useful, too, in some quests later on, some missions later on. All right. Open those up. Let's take a look where we go with this. Carlos Gomez. He might actually take over center field for me. Like, he might be much better than Heathcote. Let's compare them. I like Heathcote. Like, he's really good for the 67 he is. Yeah. Only thing he's got an advantage in is avoid Ks. I think it's pretty safe to say that Carlos Gomez is going to take this guy's job. Slightly better range, but like 4 points for me. And you're getting the outfield arm and a much better bat. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull the trigger on this. I think Heathcote might be a guy that I use as a fourth outfielder and bench runner. I'm going to bring Carlos Gomez over. Who else we got here? I really like Aaron Ashby. Extreme ground ball. Some good pitches. He's only got 3 of them. 2 of them are really plus. Like, that curveball is going to get some guys out. I think I'm going to have to use this guy. Who am I going to pull? Ottavino is my immediate choice. I'm going to put Aaron Ashby in. Bob Steele. Love Bob Steele. And Justin Wilson. Oh, I already have a Justin Wilson, so we'll see what this guy can go for. He's up 8 points. Might be okay to hold on to. See if I can flip him later for more. Bob Steele, though. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, see, that's all right. He's got some good stamina. He keeps runners close. He's a fly ball guy. Doesn't really go with my ground ball approach that I'm trying. But I also have a pretty good defensive outfield, so I may actually use this dude. Start looking a little closer. Like, he's my worst performing starter, but he should be better. Should be. I think this is where my friend Kyle Gibson comes out. I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to move Kyle Gibson. We're going to throw Bob Steele in there. 1,500 extreme ground ball. This guy could be fun to play with here. I'm going to leave Blake Trinan out for now, and I'm going to see what I can get for him on the market. But yeah, I'm going to get rid of all these. Rios. Yeah, Void K is low. BABIP's better than I thought it would be, though. Kind of a one-trick pony with that power, but he might be okay in Iron League. Paul Fry, too. I didn't win. Womp womp. Looks like I washed out of my first series. Paul Fry is actually pretty effective, especially versus lefties. Like, if you like a lefty specialist and you're looking in Iron League, Paul Fry could be your guy. I think I talked about Kyle Crick as well. Like, that's another 2-pitch guy. Kind of the reverse Fry, very strong versus right-handed batters. A couple pieces there that could be fun. Shed Long, I love the name. Liked him in the Mariner system, but he's never quite put it together. He looked like a guy that had, like if he could be a plus defender, he could be a useful piece for somebody, but he's never really quite got it together. Hal Lee, yeah, there we go, we nailed that. Some contact skills, avoid K's BABIP. Good. He's slow though, so yeah, I don't think I need to emphasize the left field anymore. Robert Fick, adequate offensive player, adequate defender. Nothing special to me, so I'm going to send him down to Miguel Sano. Better avoid K's and BABIP than I thought, but still not good. Good eye and power. I think you can find those skills somewhere else for probably less of an opportunity cost. I'm going to deactivate those. I'm going to deactivate this. Luis Patino, extreme fly ball. I'm going to take that out. Not going to use that for sure. Lezak. Pitches aren't particularly strong. Send him away too. See, probably better than what I'd given him credit for, Luzardo. Looks like he could, probably a reasonable reliever in that kind of league. Mendick, nothing special, though, like, hey, getting closer to the Daniel quest. Jared, yeah, see, good, reasonable defensive numbers, has a little bit of athleticism. That's going to be a problem. I don't think he's particularly good right now, but we'll hold hope. Joe Smith, ground baller, submariner, which means he's going to have extreme splits. So depending on how they throw the ball, it changes how their splits are. Sidearms and submariners have pretty extreme splits. So just keep that in mind when you're planning your team. A guy like Adam Simber in Toronto might look pretty good, but you have to keep in mind that he's definitely going to have some weakness versus lefties. Voigt, better than I would have thought as well. Okay, let's deactivate these and clean up our team a little bit here. Pitching, I'm going to move Aaron Ashby into the rotation. Oh, I think I was... I'm going to ask my bench coach because I think it'll be faster, but I think Aaron Ashby's my closer. Claudio and Montero is my setup guys. Yeah, see, there we go. Perfect. Avoid high leverage on Marky Mark? I don't think so, buddy. I also don't think long relief is his calling. I think what I'm going to do is put Montero into a setup role, 8th or longer closer. I'm going to move Claudio to the 7th. So we have like a right-left thing with our setup and closer. Try to make it a little shiftier. Could have put Rapinski, Simski. Slightly better versus lefties. Justin Wilson, I don't think has extreme splits either. Yeah, like those are basically the same. So I think what I'll do is I'll set him as a secondary as a specialist. Phelps, Colombe, Wilson, like these are all pretty good pitchers. I'm going to get rid of that specialist. I don't think he's really got the makeup for it. He's better as just an all-rounder. All right, and then lineups. Let us put our good friend Carlos Gomez into the lineup. Cargo. Yeah, that's nice. He's going to hit some doubles. I'm very okay with this. I think perhaps I will flip him up to where Suzuki's playing. Move Suzuki up. Oh no. I messed up. I didn't click submit. Didn't click submit in time. Or did I? Interesting. Bullpen, middle, specialist, long, not a specialist. Setup, 8th inning, backup closer, 7th inning. There we go. We got our rotation back. We got that going where we need it. Gonna move Cargo into center field, flip him up with Suzuki. Sorry, my dogs are just going off. I don't know what their issue is, but I would say probably that they have peanut brains. It's irritating me hearing it, so I can only imagine. I'm going to take this guy out of the lineup soon. I think Suzuki's better. Let's do that. We'll split up our righties a little bit. 2 righties, 2 righties, 2 righties. I think that works nicely. Yeah, that works real nice. Newt Allen is my backup center fielder, hey? I think Bob Bailey should be our backup first baseman. We'll move Heathcote to our runner. I don't think that's an abuse of Matt Chapman. I have no intent. And get out of here with this Kyle Farmer. I don't care if Kyle Farmer gets at bats. He's a really nice bench piece. I like Kyle Farmer. He gives me a lot of options in my infield. for pinch hitting and running and stuff. I do not need to see Kyle Farmer in the lineup over Matt Chapman or Bob Bailey. I just don't think he's going to hit as well as either one of them. And he's certainly not going to be a better defensive player. So let's keep that in mind as we do our thing. I like this. I think this is looking a lot better. Carlos Gomez certainly gives me some options. Look at all these diamonds already. That's crazy. My pitching staff is still a little weak. Like if you look at this, still they're performing pretty good though. So I'm not in a crisis to fix this, but like I could definitely do better. So I lost to Tavistock because Claudio blew the save. We call that a run dump where I come from. They dump the runs at the end of the game, but like, yeah, look at that. I had a 2-run lead going into the 7, 8, 9, and then let's take a look at Tavistock. I bet you that's a whale team. Yeah, okay. Oh, wow. Jose Bautista from 2010 is a 73. That's a 6.7 WAR season. 168 OPS plus, 54 home runs. 73 overall. I think they're trying to spread out some of the legends so that you always feel like you're playing with legends every time. But yeah, that's a trip. Okay. Lloyd Mosby. Okay, Grady Sizemore's DH. Maybe this isn't a whale. They look very similar to my team in breakdown. See, I like Chipper Jones. It's a Hall of Famer. It's like, okay. 2005. Near 163 OPS season with a 4 WAR, basically. Yeah, okay. 60 card. Sure thing. This team's definitely better than mine. Like, definitely better, but not enough that I feel confident saying that's a whale team. Yeah, okay. Maybe the pitching. Like Tommy John, whose name is probably not as well known for actually being a pitcher as it is for being a surgery. Yeah, possibly whale. I'm not going to throw accusations around, whatever. These teams at the top are definitely better than me. I think I'm very much in line with some of these other ones, but like, yeah. I'm going to submit my team. We've added some cards to the game. Let's take a look. Back at the start screen, let's do a traditional tournament. I'm going to look for a quick tournament, Iron League. Ace of quickness, baby. Ace of Iron quick. I like these. I like these quick tournaments. It feels pretty good. I have a lot of ways I can improve on these. Like, that's not an amazing starting rotation. I've seen all these guys get lit up, especially Max. I added Kyle Gibson, which is kind of funny because I just removed him from my other team, but this seemed like a reasonable iron card to get. Rich Hill is either unhittable or super hittable. Like, it's some weirdness going on with the... I like my catchers. Like Benji Molina, really good in iron. Francisco Mejia, good hitter. I like him as a DH better than I think as a catcher, at least at this level. But I've been getting some contributions up and down the lineup. Rosario isn't working out very well for me. I thought he would be better. I'm going to have to get rid of that dude. Let's see what we have. Let's see if we've got anybody in the outfield that we can use as a... I don't want to see active cards. So what do we... Yeah, no. We didn't get anything. Did not get anything. We get any third baseman? Nope. See, Jason Castro looks okay, but I don't think I want to mess around with what's already working. Yeah, that doesn't do it for me. Like, maybe Clark Schmidt's okay. Like, I know he's an extreme ground ball. He's very okay. I think I'll just keep things the way I am. I will highlight that Brent Honeywell Jr., one of the only pitchers in active major league to throw a screwball. kind of a reality breaking pitch where it seems like it goes the wrong way. Kind of like a reverse slider of sorts. Doesn't quite have the same break as a curveball, slurve, slider, but like it kind of does the reverse, and it can be a weapon as something that you just throw once in a while. Very difficult for hitters to pick up on. But with that being said, we are at the end of this. We've gone through, we've opened some packs, we got some cards, I've got some stuff to list. And until next time, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. I don't think anybody has yet, but you can be the first, and I will be eternally grateful. And otherwise, until next time, this is Batdownski signing out.